All right, shalom, shalom. First things first, I want to give our honor and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Chachrash. Say Barakati Yahweh, Barakati Yahushai, Barakati Yahweh, Barakati Yahushai, Barakati Yahweh, Barakati Yahushai, Bahashem, Chachrash. And we give double honors to our apostles and our elders, which is the apostle elders, a great millstone, which feed us with knowledge, wisdom, and understanding through the spirit and power of Yahbashim Yahushai. 2026, which is the year of apostates, sellouts, and spies. Okay, so these things that are happening, 2026 is already a lit year, and we're in the first week and some change, and this is the Lord speeding things up, just like the apostle went into about the Lord was going to intensify this thing. So if you've seen the video concerning Nate IUIC slipping up, because just like the brother Yahweh said from GMS Hawaii, shout out to that brother, Shalom. The brother said it beautifully. He said this guy is covering his ass, being a snake oil salesman. If you pushing the truth and you come through the straight gate, you don't need to cover your ass, man. All right, because they doing it for men's sake. They're not doing it for the Dazi Yabashim Al Shai. We hoping and praying that Yabashim Al Shai has mercy in the times that we come into. But the main thing is we keep the right doctrine, the right understanding, because this prophecy can cost lives, man. When it says the blood off our hands, it is a true statement, because if you fall to the wayside when it comes to this, it's over with, game over. All right, that's everything leading to that moment of decision of saying no to the society in the world to come. All right, those that choose this world, you're gonna go with it. It says, "Though hand join in hand." All right, the wicked shall not go unpunished. So I'm paraphrasing, but you're seeing that if you join, because what is going to happen is, by you taking this mark and taking this signet, this badge of loyalty, you're going to be caught up. And the Lord, you belong unto the system. You belong unto the elites, the ruling class elite. That's what this system's all about. Just like Aaron Russo said, it's control. And that's why they already feel they have control over us. But the same thing, the Egyptians thought the same thing, but the Lord really showed them that they didn't have control over us. All right, by way of the plagues, Moses, Aaron going back and forth with Pharaoh. That was to show that, hey, that's why the Lord said, let my people go. Because we were slaves, but we didn't belong to the Egyptians. Just like now, we're slaves under the Edomite power structure, but we don't belong to the Edomites. But if you take that thing in your body and you bow the knee, you're saying that you belong to the wicked elite. All right, you don't belong to Yahbashim Yahshai, you belong to the wicked elite. Even though everything is in the Most High's power and control, nothing is out of his possession. But when he said you join into the system, that's what you mean. So I asked the chat about Revelation 13, 16 to 17, about being a financial system. That's what pretty much what I broke it down to. About the mark in Revelation 13 and 16 being a financial system, okay? The prophecy of Revelation 13 and 16 to 17 describes a future where economic participation is strictly tied to a specific mark of allegiance, just like I just broke it down. If you take that thing, you were pledging your allegiance, just like you pledge allegiance to a flag or a creed or a motto. That's what you're doing by pledging your allegiance to the society, okay? While traditionally viewed through a purely physical lens, many contemporary scholars and observers point to a digital, what is that, architecture currently being built, okay? Because the system it takes, these elites had to get these smart engineer digital guys to build the system, and then they took it from them, just like going back to what's the guy's name, that inventor. I believe he's a Jake, but what the hell was his name? The with the coils. Damn, it'll come to me, Lord willing. Tesla, Nicholas Tesla, Thwadi Abashimi Ashai. So Nicholas Tesla was the same prime example because he was sponsored by one of the elites. I forget his name, but after everything was said and done, Nikola Tesla was trying to give out this free energy, but the guy that invented it, he didn't want it out there. He wanted to make money. He invested and he wanted to make large sums of money. But long story short, the elites had taken the smartest minds and put this system together, all right, to build this digital currency, and we believe it's already ready to go. All right, it's specifically central bank digital currency (CBDCs) at the potential infrastructure of such a system, because that's the beginning stages of that total control. Once you have that CBDC, then you can transfer it into a debit card or whatever, or app based, and then it can go on from there. All right, it says biblical foundation, Revelations 13:16-17. The scripture identifies three specific criteria for mark of the beast system. Okay. Universal scope. It affects everyone, small and great, rich and poor, free and slave. So what, and I've always used to say this, what do all these people have in common? Because you have some people that are bondage. Let's say like this, you have some people that are small and great that don't believe in the scriptures. All right, that they're not worried about it. But the one thing is, they all use money. That's what ties them together. You have to find a commonality between all these. When the scriptures and the prophecies mention these classes of people, there's a reason for it. What do they all use? Because some ain't bound to Cesare. Some are bound to Mohammed, and bound down to the cobblestone, and bound down to all these things. But if you look at these elites, they're not they call them goyim. They're not wanting to induct them into their belief. They just wanted to put them into their bondage in their system, their slave system. Okay, just like the Romans, they had a spirit on them to you pretty much pay your tribute, and you can do what you will. All right. And the system that they're pushing goes back to Aleister Crowley, the do as you will spirit. But they are going to hold hierarchy by saying that they're the so-called promised. All right. And it says rich, poor, free, and slave. They all use money. All right. Even in bondage, you have something called commissary. Okay. So even if somebody is bound up or locked up, they will still have access to funds by way of commissary. And if commissary is digital, then your money will be placed on a digital platform for the those that are able to use their money and their commerce, or their the money in the clink. It says physical location. It is received on the right hand or their foreheads. Economic exclusion. No one may buy or sell without it. So what are these other guys talking about? This is clear because facts ain't the chat's not in it for some kind of ulterior motive, even though it's being programmed and being used by these higher ups by data mining, because that's what pretty much all of us are doing. We're data mining this thing. We're improving it more than it was just subjugated to the elites, because the elites they're not prolific. They're not inventive. They're just, they know how to invest money. They know how to, move things around and be wicked. But they're not really savvy when it comes to arts and giving the AI the information and the data that it needs to grow. Okay, they realize that. That's why they let it out to the open public for free. They didn't do it because they're so kind-hearted, or they want. No, it's because through all the millions, if not billions, of people using AI, it's growing it. It's giving it more data. It's giving it more information. It's giving it more room to get better. Okay, just like the picture with Will Smith eating spaghetti when the first AI came out. That was Esau letting it out to the public in a way that, let's see what they do. And then it improved and improved. Now it's so seamless that it's hard to detect between real life videos and AI videos, but that's by design. It says supporting scriptures, Revelations 14:9-11 warns of a spiritual consequence of receiving the mark, worship of the system. Okay, let's see here. We'll go. And it says Daniel 7:25 describes a power that seeks to change times and laws, implying a radical shift in how society and its rules operate. And that's what we're telling you. It's going to be a financial system. It's not going to be a new, what does it say? Small nations and large, all that BS that was coming out. It's a financial system. It is clear. It's coming. The elites spilled the beans by way of Aaron Russo. So, and then the Rockefeller, because I feel, I'm just speaking as a man, he spilled the beans on those secrets. When you take an oath and you spill that, they even say that there's punishment for that. So if the guy did that and it got out that he's the one that did it, those elites punished him because they like to stand on that so-called oath that you take when you get into those secret things. But that's a whole nother lesson. This is Proverbs 22 and verse 7. It says the borrower is slave to the lender. The system base is totally digital debt. Digital control increases this slavery. Because now everybody's in debt. Debt is at an all-time high. Everybody's got credit card debts going back to the demi, all right, the pandemic. All the people went in the hole. People were getting checks, but some people weren't. Some people lost jobs, mid-range jobs, middle-class jobs. Middle class pretty much got destroyed, ravished. So a lot of people went into debt that was not in debt before. They might have had a little bit of a cushion. And after that, hey, it just pretty much went downhill. Jobs have never really recovered. The economy has still been puttering along. It's not doing anything major. And the jobs that have been given are going to AI. All right. And it says the current money system versus CBDC. To understand how an implantable, unforgiving, unstoppable payment system arises, we must compare our current transition from physical to digital assets. So let's look at the chart. Features: privacy, currency, cash system, high cash cash is anonymous. CBDC, the emerging system, low, every transaction is tracked by central bank. Feature: control, personal, you hold physical value. Centralized, the bank can freeze or expire your funds. So that's why it says you shall own nothing. You're not going to be able to save in that society because money is going to be programmed, and then you're going to have something called the UBI, Universal Basic Income. You're going to have something that's why they tried it out in the pandemic to pretty much give people a little taste. They gave them a little taste of, they gave them a little bump of the world to come, where you ain't got to work. You sit in your house and do bullshit, scroll on the internet, what they say, doom scroll. And that's why the world is ready, man. The Lord this is the people on this earth are not even enjoying the earth that was created. It's all ego driven mindsets of what they can get out of it. Women are more, you could see it in them more than ever. Vanity is at all time high. Everybody wants to be some kind of influencer, and pretty much do bullshit just to try to. But talent is there too. Some certain people are being discovered that they wouldn't have been discovered before. But the large majority of the internet is being used for folly, man. All right. Besides this truth, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and the gospel that is going out. Okay. That's why it says the truth is like the kingdom of heaven is likened unto a net that was cast out. Okay, that's why it's called the internet. And it says conditionality, none. Money is dumb and just spends. High, money is programmable and can be restricted. That's how you're gonna have that control grid. Access, what is that? Access, decentralized physical exchange, unified, requires digital ID, biometric link. So you seeing it, man. It's putting it all together. All right. It's putting it in a way that you can see that this is a system that's being built. It's bars, invisible bars, and invisible locks. Okay. Just like your money, you can't save, you can't spend it on this, you can't, your assets will be pretty much monetized or monitored in a way that you have to use it or you lose it. Current innovation supporting the prophecy. Modern technology is rapidly bridging the gap between optional digital payments and mandatory economic mark described in Revelation. Programmable money, CBDCs, unlike regular digital banking, CBDCs allow a government to program if then logic in your money. For example, exclusion. If the user does not meet X society requirements, they cannot buy Y. Okay, that's why it says neither buy nor sell. And what can do that? It's not sin in all of its forms. All right, because we're all sinning now. So, but we're still being able to buy and sell. We're still in sinful flesh. If you around your woman, she's on a period, you broke the law. Okay, you're unclean. So there's different laws that we can't abide by all the way. That's why it says we're rehearsing the righteous acts till the deliverance takes place. And Lord willing, we be a part of that number. The elect will usher in the new kingdom to come under Yahweh's guidance, under Yahweh's rulership, and the King David, the 12 men that are set up in that hierarchy, the governmental body of the world to come, also known as the first fruits. This money must be spent by Friday or it disappears. Expiration. This money must be spent by Friday or it disappears. This mirrors the total control the beast exercises over buying and selling. See, biometric and subdermal payments. The transactions for what you have, a card to who you are, biometrics is already here. Amazon One uses palm scanning for payments right hand, Neuralink and wearables moving technology closer to the body, forehead, head, and we already see it. So it's linking it with Elon Musk. Biometric digital IDs. In many nations, digital IDs are becoming mandatory for accessing government services and banking. The social credit integration. Current innovations like ESG, environmental, social, and governance scores the social credit system already seen in parts of Asia. Create a permission-based economy. If your score is too low, your digital wallet is restricted, fulfilling the no one can buy or sell requirements for those who do not align with the system. So it's a dry run. It's a grooming. Like I told you before, that this man is let's just say this. He's sick. He's got issues. So he's grooming the people, before he takes it. All right, the path. That's why the Lord said, while he's about to fill his belly, the Lord's going to cast fire upon him. The path. Let's see, the path to an implantable payment system. The final stage of this prophecy likely involves the total elimination of alternatives like cash or decentralized crypto, leaving only one state sanctioned rail. The crisis, a global financial collapse or hyperinflation makes current money worthless. Solution, a new world digital currency is introduced to save the economy. The condition to access this safety, one must swear allegiance, worship, and accept the digital link, the mark, or onto their person. Note, biblical scholar emphasizes the mark is not just a technology, but a spiritual choice, loyalty to a man-made system over God. And man, exactly right. That's exactly what they're getting ready to do, man. They're leading the people down their a road. It's called what does it say? And not grooming, but there's another word that I'm looking for. But they're corralling the people down. You only got pretty much their choice or no choice at all. So it's all being introduced in a way that you really ain't got nowhere to go but to them. all right, in this system. But, you know, the just shall live by faith. So I just wanted to bring this quick information out to show, because I heard seen the video earlier with Snake Oil's Nate, you know, and he's, you know, hey, the best case scenario, like it says, we trying to get out of here. Best case scenario, he wakes up out of his bullshit. If not, we gonna know that he took that bizag. Okay, we know he took the bag by way of the 501c3 charter. So he's got his toe dipped in there, and then he's been changing up the doctrine over many years. You know, if you've been around, it's almost yearly. That year he'll go a couple years and push this. He wishes that the internet wasn't around and and GMS didn't have good memory, because then his cronies, you know, the jakes that are in there, they're not paying attention. But because they're doing it for men, it says, "Cursed be he that trusteth in man," because you're not trusting in the Lord, you're trusting in a man that is leading you, you know, instead of the Spirit. You know, we all pray and hope that Yabashim Yashai truly does have mercy on us, man, and gives us, man, the salvation that we've all been waiting for, we've all been yearning for, we all been, you know, that's why it says there remaineth a rest for Israel. There remaineth a rest for us, you know, and that rest is coming no matter what this world has for us. You know, the straight path, the straight gate is, you know, something we must go through. But hey, the grass is greener on the other side, man. Don't choose this system. Don't choose the way of this world. You know, take these times to really plug out. You know, plug away from this world. Me myself, I don't really even got Wi-Fi in my house. You know, I go to stores or little coffee shops, and I use Wi-Fi for what I need, or my phone's got plenty of internet. And so, you know, just plug out from this world, because it's coming down the pipe where you're going to have to choose Yabashim Shai or the ways of this world. And it's an easy choice, man, you know, because winning is definitely in the plans for the elect. All right, so Lord willing is edifying lesson. I'm going to leave it there. With that, I say, call halal, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim Chakorash. Until the next time, I say shalom, and more now to never keep faith. Shalom.